Hello and welcome to the Tuesday Tell All. I'm Bobby Fazio. This is the Driver Interviews with Bobby Fazio channel here on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And YouTube Music. If you want to listen to this in podcast form, you can do that using the YouTube Music app. Just found that out. Just found that out about my own show. So hopefully you can do that. You can listen in the shop. You don't have to have a computer on. You can just listen on your phone, in your pocket, however you want. Today is Tuesday, November 28th. We're already at the end of November. Hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. Hope you ate good. I know I did. Went to the wife's cousin's house and ate very, very well, actually. So one holiday down, another one coming in a month. Got to start shopping. Anybody start their Christmas shopping yet? I know I didn't. I know I did not. Steve Bruce, there he is. He's listening. Happy Tuesday. Wow, he beat Walt Walker. How you doing, Steve? Thanks for joining us, buddy. Tom Maioli checking in from the left coast, recovering from the worst case of norovirus I've ever had in my life, but he is here. Well, thank God, Tom. I hope you're feeling better. Rest up. Vitamin D3 gummies, the COVID killer. That's what I've been told, and it's what I've been taking for a little while here, and I've been fortunate. That and a lot of praying. Walt Walker, there he is. Let's go. Happy Tuesday. What's up, Walt? How you doing? Walt Walker's in the house. Sean Conway, good evening, sir. Thank you for joining us. Sean Conway's got a really cool wagon in stock Eliminator. Black on black with black rims. I think it's got a tan interior, though. But black paint, black rims. Beautiful. Roy Scribner, howdy from Oregon. How you doing, Roy? Darien Motorsport, Darren Houston, I should say. My bad. What's good? Busy night at work for me as usual, but I've got you on in the background. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Look forward to seeing you at the PRI show next week. Anthony Lombardo, what's up, Bobby Fazio? What's going on, everyone? Anthony Lombardo, I think he's in New York. New York. Tom Gent is a chilly night in Mooresville, North Carolina. It's cold here. I just went outside to move my car. It's 29 degrees, it said. Right here. So I just don't like when a car is not in front of the trailer because I'm always paranoid the trailer could get swiped. So when there's not a car in front of it, I feel like I got to move one over to it because of the way our driveway is shaped. Anybody else like that? You know, I've seen that on Facebook, on Class Racer, people's trailers getting stolen. It makes me nervous. I'd be very upset. Scott Cat, how you doing, Scott? Nice to see you, Scott. Thanks for joining. Dennis Chapman's in the house. How you doing, Dennis? Dennis has a really cool front-wheel drive stocker. Pete Lanciers, aloha from, I don't even know how to say it, Canapoli Beach. Where are you? Aruba? Jamaica? Ooh, I want to take you? Where are you? Hawaii? I know you're somewhere good. I'd have to Google map that place. Pete Lanciers is always doing something fun. He must be retired. Retired racer. He put out his race schedule yesterday. He's got like 106 races on there that he's going to hit next year. Pete Dutko. Hey, Pete. How you doing, buddy? Walter Gamble. So Pete's from Florida. Walter Gamble, where are you joining us from, Walt? Let us know. Getting over being sick. I know everybody was sick recently. I'm getting nervous. People coughing and sneezing and stuff. But now I tutor kids online. They're not coughing and sneezing on me anymore, so I feel a little safer. Santi Grossi from the left coast. How you doing, man? We got him flying in here. Love Sean Conway's wagon. So do I. Fast Eddie's in the house. Fast Eddie, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining us, man. Be safe wherever you are. You got a package coming. Compliments of me, I guess Walt Walker, Bruce Fulper wouldn't have been possible without him. And Eddie likes his Monster Energy drinks. Ugh, he still drinks them nasty things. So you'll get one. 41 in the desert. 41, and I guess at nighttime, maybe. I guess it's nighttime there. I don't know. All right. Sorry, guys. I got to pause the comments for a little bit. We can get down to business here. Driverinterviews.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you would. I really appreciate that. We are on pace to hit 4,000 YouTube subscribers probably by the end of the year. So I'd appreciate that. Let's get to it. Let's get to 4,000 by New Year's Eve. That's a goal we're going for. At Driver Interviews is the handle. Hashtag the car show on everything. Can't do this show without Lupe Tortilla. Texmex.com. Stan and Sheila Holt really helped me out this year. Hey, I'm able to go to PRI next week. I was able to go to a lot of races this year and would not have been able to do that without their support of this show. So every interview you see, every podcast you see, compliments of Lupe Tortilla among the other sponsors. So check them out if you're in Dallas, Houston, San Antonio. I will be in Houston in a couple, in about a month and a half. So I'll definitely be hitting up Lupe Tortilla again. Let's get to a couple more comments here. Who else do we have? Oh, Walter Gamble's in Dickinson, Texas. All right, got it. 30 minutes from Walt Walker. Oh, the Walts are all sticking together. PRI on Saturday. Next Saturday, December 9th. Tom, you're going to show up for one day? Come for 3 days, Tom. Come on. Jay Tittle, hello, South Dakota. Man, we got a lot of people watching right now. Tim Barrett's in the house. How you doing, Tim? Bobby Lundholm. Tim stands that Camaro. Now, Tim's Camaro is actually an original Z28, but he doesn't run it as that combo. Am I correct, Tim? Bobby, how you doing, buddy? Thanks, buddy. That's awesome. Yes. We're trying for you, Eddie, because you're the man. We like you. Ennett Morris, how you doing, buddy? Gary Ewan, Bethany Beach, Delaware. Oh, that sounds fun. Probably a little cold there right now, but Gary Ewing's got a sick 69 Camaro that I think he's had since probably 1969 or close to it. 5 a.m. where Eddie is. All right, Billy Ryder's in the house. Billy's got a stalker. His dad's got 2 of them. I don't know whose is whose, but I know his father's got that beautiful Charger, that green Charger. All right, we got comments flying in left and right. All right. I want to get to something here real quick before I forget, because I didn't do it last week and I forgot. We got some birthdays in the house. Drag Insights birthdays, 2 weeks worth. All right. So let's shout out the birthdays here. Victor Long, November 15th. Happy birthday, Victor. Don Barber, November 17th. Happy birthday, Don. Brett Candiz, November 21st. It's a shame we missed his last week because I think didn't he win that? I think he won Stock Eliminator at Bell Rose, didn't he? But happy birthday, Brett. Jason Lawrence, November 22nd. Chase Huffman, November 27th, yesterday. And today, Darcy Clark, November 28th. Darcy Clark's got a really awesome car. A couple of them. 64 Fury and 64 Savoy, I believe. Or they're both Savoys. One in stock, one in super stock. I know for sure the super stocker is a Savoy. And it's actually the first lightweight 64 Savoy offered to the public. Darcy Clark's got it. He's racing it in super stock. It's not sitting in a garage under blankets. That thing's out there being raced. So we commend you, Darcy Clark, for that. I mean, how can you not? Show is also brought to you by Drag Insights, app.draginsights.com. If you want to check your stats, if you want to check your opponent's stats, if you want to track your average, AHFS, that stuff's coming up, guys. Track your average. If you want to log your runs in there, you can. It'll tell you how safe you are, what you can do to bring it down to safe territory if it's not safe right now. App.draginsights.com. Check them out. Rob Youngblood, advancedclutches.com. If you want to switch to the stick shift, if you have a stick shift, if you need a little bit of help with your stick shift, Rob Youngblood can help you out. AdvancedClutches.com. Tell him Bobby Fazio sent you. Insure those race cars. Don Kennedy Race Car Insurance. He's here right now. He's going to be at PRI. He can be reached at 602-284-6240 or 1donkennedy@gmail.com. He's also very active on Facebook as well. You can search him out, Don Kennedy. He's got a super stock Pontiac Sunfire. And always willing to help. And the policies are written through Haggerty Insurance. So I highly recommend it. Fuel Factor X. This is a new sponsor on board here. You can increase your fuel mileage. All right, guys. This is a pretty cool new product. It's an advanced fuel treatment. It's good for any combustible engine, diesel or gas. You can use it in your cars, trucks, RVs, generators, motorcycles. You can't use it in your class race cars because you might fail the fuel check. But we could try it. But you can save money and get increased fuel mileage, right? Get that increased gas mileage. Hey, we got to go green now. What better way to do that than to throw a foil pack of this in your gas tank and save a little bit of moolah, right? The link to purchase that's in my in the show notes here. Pontiac Engines, Bruce Fulper, that's Rock and Roll Engineering. Thanks, Bruce, for sponsoring the show this year as well. PontiacEngines.com, Bruce Fulper, founder of that 428 cubic inch Pontiac combo that people are running in GT Superstock. I believe Don Kennedy is one of them. CP Carrillo Pistons, Rick Pennington, R. Pennington at cpcarrillo.com. If you need to get a set of pistons for any vehicle you might have, a street rod, a hot rod, a class car, a bracket racer, CP Carrillo can help you out. Tell them Bobby Fazio sent you, and make sure you get the right rings to go with those pistons. That's where Total Seal piston rings come into play. Lake Speed. He's the guy I talked to over there, Keith Jones. We talked to him as well. Lake at TotalSeal.com. Tell him Bobby Fazio sent you, right? And check out the tech segments that he does. He does some really good ones with Greg Anderson too, about honing, about ring seal, all kinds of stuff. Oil. He's the reason I'm running semi-synthetic oil again now. I went to full synthetic for a while there, but Lake Speed talked me into semi-synthetic. And if you want to know why, check out that tech segment we did on this channel. You can search it out. Just type in Lake Speed's name. One day, Tom Baker. That's disappointing. I don't like it. Glenn Briglio, there he is. How you doing, Glenn? Thanks for joining us, pal. Perry Ford. That's a cool name, by the way. Hello, Bobby and Gearheads. Yep, we are all here. Denise Houston. Happy Tuesday. Tuning in. Thank you very much, Denise. Brian Zenson's here. How you doing, Brian? Brian. I gotta, Brian, I'm kind of upset because not at you, but you sent me a nice photo for the brochures, but I just couldn't get it to work on there. I'm sorry. I was trying. Perry. Oh, Kern County, California. How about that? Bobby Lundholm's doing well. I'm doing great too, buddy. See you at PRI for all 3 days. I will be there all 3 days as well. Tim Barrett does have a numbers matching 69 Z28 Camaro. Had it since 72. Paid $1,800 for it. I was so born at the wrong time. This is just not fair. Just not fair. I'm telling you. You older people, you guys think you had it so hard. So hard. You could buy a beautiful car for $1,800 and a house for like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. Nick Ryder's listening. There he is. Happy birthday, Darcy Clark from Anthony Lombardo. George Wright, how you doing, George? Thanks for joining. Scott Giordano, how am I doing? I'm doing well. I wish it was race season. I wish it was warmer out. Mike Sheehan, how you doing? Greetings from cold, snowy Michigan. Yeah, oh God, I can't imagine how cold it is there. Woo, am I signed up for any seminars? I did. I signed up for a few seminars at PRI, actually, and I'll get to that in a minute. Bill Marshall, how you doing? Bill, thanks for tuning in. Long Island, New York. I think Bill Marshall's from. Next time, all good. Love the flyer preview. Thank you, Brian. I was trying. Jesse Sanderson, how you doing, Jesse? Jesse sent in a nice picture as well. All right, guys, so let's get to a couple announcements here. We did shout out the birthdays, and if you guys want to see that master calendar, you can do that on Drag Insights homepage, app.draginsights.com. Sign up for a free account. You can at least see the home calendar. The racing schedule is in there for next year. All divisionals and nationals are in there, so you can start planning your schedule. The way Pete Lanciers planned his, you can do that yourself too. All color-coded on there. Divisionals are one color. Nationals are one color. Birthdays are in there. It's a pretty cool site, app.draginsights.com. So start planning. Also, did you guys hear about this? Pro Mod racer. We don't usually talk about Pro Mod on here, but this Jose Gonzalez in Mark Mickey's twin turbo Pro Mod. This guy just set a door car record today. 5:35.4. Not today. I don't know if he said it today, but he said it recently. 5:35.4 at 272.94 miles an hour. Fastest door car ever from what I'm hearing and seeing. So congratulations, Jose Gonzalez. I don't watch a whole lot of Pro Mod. I do know it is a crowd favorite. And I am not the type of person to like shun a crowd favorite class. If they are going to bring people to the races, we need them there. They can just be unpredictable at times, which is probably why the crowd loves them. But I like to run in front of them, run before Pro Mod, because I've run after Pro Mod quite a few times and got stuck out in the staging lanes, hung out to dry for like an hour and a half while they clean up a mess. So that's the only scary thing about Pro Mod. But Pro Mod, other than that, it's pretty cool. See, it's a fan favorite. Way to go. PRI, December 7th to the 9th. As you know, I will be there. I'm finally going to get there Thursday morning. I've never gotten there Thursday morning. I always get there Thursday around like 4 o'clock, get into the hotel, and get over to PRI just in time for the happy hour that takes place in the stadium. So finally this year I'm going to be there on Thursday morning. Maybe I can even hit the breakfast. But it's nice to see the vendors while they're fresh, while they're not burnt out, while they're not tired of talking to people, and see who I can meet, see who we can network with, see if NHRA will let me on their stage again, and see if NHRA will let me hand out these flyers that I made. If you guys hadn't seen them, I posted a little preview of them on my Instagram and Facebook stories yesterday. And I'm not going to lie, I spent a lot of time on these, at least 12 hours putting these together. Part of that is because I'm so particular, and I don't know, I guess you could throw a little ADHD in there as well. But I'm always trying this, no, try that, no, this, that. But the participation from everybody was awesome, because I put on Facebook that I was looking for cool wheelie pics. All right, because you know me, I love promoting our classes, stock and super stock. We do the wheelies, real cars doing wheelies. So I needed a lot of wheelie pictures for these. These are brochures. They're not really flyers. I hand out flyers at the racetrack that you can see over my shoulder right here. They have a couple pictures of like the Fazio cars on them and Jamie Schoenley's Maverick. And then on the back, they explain stock and super stock rules a little bit. What I'm doing for PRI is a 3-fold brochure, and it has more cars, lots of pictures of cars doing wheelies, rules, explanations. I'm trying to make it short and sweet because people don't like to read anymore, myself included. Trying to make it short and sweet. And I tried to basically pick, I guess you could say it was like a little contest. I tried to pick the best wheelies. My wife and I were sifting through I got 260 comments full of wheelies on my page. And then I realized Walt Walker shared it on his Stock Super Stock page, and there were like another 250 on there. So I was sifting through. I was trying to find the best wheelies. There were some really, really good ones that I couldn't use because there were big copyright, logos right in the middle of them. So that wasn't going to work. Some were just at weird angles where I couldn't really see what the car was. You could only see under it, which was pretty cool. But I wanted people to be able to see the makes of the cars as well. And I wanted to put a couple newer ones, a couple, classics. I love the classics, no lie. I love 60s muscle cars, but I needed to get a couple Gen 3, Camaros in there because they're very prevalent in stock and super stock. And I had to get a couple new cars in there as well. So it was hard. So then what I did try to do, another reason I spent so many hours on these flyers, was I tried to do 2 variations of them. I was like, all right, let me try to use some cars on this flyer and then use all these other cars on this flyer. Well, the cost was just getting outrageous, and I'm paying for these, out of my own pocket. Well, I guess I should, I have sponsors, so I guess we could say, definitely sponsors are helping me pay for this, but the cost was going to be way too much to be able to get a couple hundred of this version and a couple hundred of that version. It was just better for me. I got 500 of one version, and it saved me a couple $100. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to hand out at PRI. It's got NHRA's logo on there. It has no advertisement of, any of my stuff on there. It's got one little, website link on the back, just in case anybody wants to learn more about stock and super stock. It's got links to NHRA. So I got to think they would be happy with me promoting their classes and getting more eyeballs on them. But who knows? If they're not too happy with it, we'll have to just find another way to hand these out. Anyways, I'm looking forward to handing them out. I think they came out really, really cool on the computer there. I haven't seen them in person yet because they haven't come yet, but I'm pretty proud of myself. I am not a graphic designer, and I spend a lot of time on these. And when I do bring these flyers to the track, I hand out every single one of them. They're gone by the end of the weekend. I hand them out at national events. So don't tell me there's no market for stock and super stock. Don't go on those threads on the forums with all them doomsdayer naysayers, people that got nothing to offer other than things are never going to be good. Things never were good. There's no hope, nothing. But then they still come to the racetrack and race for some reason. I don't know why. Don't listen to those people. We could roast a couple of them right now. We could I should just screen share with you and go to classracer.com and make you guys laugh for the next 40 minutes, but I won't. I'll spare you. Oh, my goodness. All right. We got a couple more coming in. Kyle Carruthers checking in from Michigan. Kyle, he's probably cold. Thanks for joining us, though. I appreciate it, Kyle. K-Rod, there he is. Rodney Cakel. How you doing? The Monkey Business Camaro. Good to see you, buddy. Lots of good speakers and information. I'm looking forward to hearing and seeing. What time does the happy hour start Thursday? See you there. It's like a 5 or 6 o'clock happy hour in the stadium. It's really cool, where the Indianapolis Colts play. And you can walk on the field because that's where the trailer exhibits are. So I love it. You walk around the stadium looking at trailers and kind of looking up and saying, wow, this is what it looks like when you're playing football in this stadium. And it's pretty cool. And there's like a Top Fuel dragster hanging in the back. It's a cool stadium. I love it. I really am. I'm looking forward to it. But Darian, I want to go to anytime there's a social media seminar, I go to that. I went to one last year and took a lot of notes and learned a lot. So I try to do those. I try to go to sponsorship seminars, but I feel like I always miss them. every time my phone is telling me, yo, your sponsorship seminar is starting in 15 minutes, I'm like in depth in a great conversation with somebody, and I don't want to walk away and then I miss the seminar. So I'm trying to get to sponsorship seminars. I forget what else. I signed up for a lot of things. There's a PRI planner you can do. There's the app on your phone, and you can check off the vendors that you want to see. I mean, I always want to see the vendors that I'm good friends with, the vendors that support me, Total Seal and Haggerty Insurance and CP Carrillo, and just I always go to the Tire, Hoosier, Mickey Thompson, Sunoco, VP, Fuel Factory. So I'll just be walking around the usual. Troy Olsanowski, the wagon, the Jegs All-Star Super Stock winner, by the way, doing those 1,000-foot spot drops. It's got everybody talking. It's so funny. But it's really cool to watch. I love it. Casey Miles in the house. Good evening, Casey Miles. How you doing, buddy? Now, there's an original 67 Z28. So that was another thing on these brochures, guys. I had to put, I wanted to put some cars that were original, like basically collector cars that are still racing in Stock Eliminator. So, I put Ben Wenzel on there. Sorry, Casey. Casey, you're my number one interview, but I had Ben Wenzel on the flyer. Darcy Clark's on there. Richie Pauly's on there. I mean, these are original. Pauly's got an original 68, Cobra Jet, number 48 out of 50, racing it in Stock Eliminator. Darcy Clark, like I said, first lightweight Savoy offered to the public, front end Super Stock. Ben Wenzel, Casey Miles, Jerry McNeish, Donnie Beeler. We got at least 4 original Z28s out there competing, and Tim Barrett's is a Z28, but he's running it in 350 trim. So, we have some really, really cool cars that you will not see in any other category of drag racing. We are the car show. How they're not using that to their advantage? They're going to start, because I'm not going to stop, right? Oh, man. Dave Cat, sorry, buddy. Thanks for joining in from Michigan. Dave, been trying to figure out that 305 combo. All right, which one? Are you going to go to GT Superstock and start running that? Scott Wagner, father of the world champion in Superstock. Scott Wagner, greetings from Kansas City. See you at PRI. Scott, sounds good, buddy. Congratulations on your world championship. You guys really pulled something off that was amazing this year. Fun fact, Kyle Carruthers was instrumental in building Candy's 7-second Superstock Cobra Jet. All right, Walt Walker, that's why he's here. He's the consigliere. Thank you, Walt. And very cool, Kyle Carruthers. Kyle, brag about yourself next time you're on here. Tell us that. We don't want to hear from Walt. We want to hear from you. Keeping my average down. Troy Olsanowski's keeping the average down. And winning races doing it. It's awesome. It makes me laugh. It makes me, it's fun to watch. Let me say that. Dean Tate watching from near the old Orange County International Raceway. Wow, I never got to go there. My uncle used to go there back in the 80s. I think that's when it closed, right? Jesse Sanderson's last opponent checking in here from California, Mark Kirby. How you doing, Mark? Mark, you're the thumbnail. You're the picture of the last video I posted. So I finally got around to posting some stalker videos. It's a little shy of 20 minutes long from Pomona, so I invite you guys all to check that out. Better late than never. And Mark Kirby is he's the cover photo. 82 to 87 Stalker Camaro. Trying to find a car is a pain. I can't imagine it's too hard to find one of those cars. Jerry Emmons, Jammin' Jerry's in the house. Good evening, Jammin' Jerry Emmons, 2021 Stock Eliminator World Champion. And another hashtag, the car show, 69 Camaro. Does huge wheelies. Never lets the camera down when he's up there. Thanks, Jerry. Keep it loose. Keep the shocks loose, my friend. All right, guys. Also, I don't know for sure how many class cars will be on display at PRI. Last year, there were a handful. I can't remember. That Mopar legend was there. Geez, what the heck's his name? You guys might know. I can't think of it. Somebody shout it out. I'll remember it. But he was there with his class car. That's a terrible explanation. My bad. But I know Brad Smith will be there with the Heinz Brothers Camaro, if you saw my reel today in Instagram or Facebook. So be sure to walk the halls, check out the cars there. You know what? Maybe I'll give Brad Smith a handful of these brochures. I'm sure he'll have no problem handing them out. Paul Rossi. Thank you, Pete. I knew it was an Italian name. Paul Rossi. And the guy still has like jet black hair, by the way. And I know he's got to be in his like, what, 60s, 70s, something like that. So he's aging gracefully. Very well, right? Thanks, Pete. Randy Logie, how you doing, Randy? Thanks for joining us. Superstock K Automatic, Dodge Demon, 72-ish, 71, 72-ish. 80s, get out of here. He's 80 years old. Full head of black hair. Man, you think that's natural? What do you think? We'll have to get a consensus on that. Got my stuff for PRI, so me and my old man will be walking around. All right. Not Herb McCandless. No, it was Paul Rossi. Speaking of Donnie Biller, with a 67 Camaro, it's not a Z28. It's a regular car with a 327 that runs F and G stick. Oh, okay. Excellent. So not a Z28. Yeah, I guess if it was a Z28, he'd be up a little higher in the classes. I think when I posted looking for the classic car, somebody told me Donnie's was a Z28, and I just didn't think anything of it. All right, so we still have a handful of Z28s out there, original Z28s that are running in stock Eliminator. So that is pretty amazing. And if you guys can think of any more, please let me know before I get the PRI. Just comment on that thread. I really I want to know what kind of gems we have out there. All right, and it'll help me. I don't know how I'm going to use it yet, but it goes into this filing system right here, goes into this computer, and it will get used in some way, shape, or form. All right. So just let me know. Paul Rossi, 446 pack, huge wheel stands. All right. I got to see that. Like, I know that car has like been put back together. Is it getting raced anymore? Is it like running tribute, like exhibition runs somewhere? Somebody let me know. Thank you, Roy Scribner. All right, guys, the moment we've all been waiting for. Actually, I can't say the moment because it hasn't happened yet, but high anticipation for the horsepower reductions and increases, adjustments, we'll say. Now, last year, the 2022, they came out December 6th. Okay, they came out the Wednesday before PRI, which was unusual because up to that point, they usually came out like December 20-ish, December 21, 22, and then bam, like NHRA would go away for Christmas, and that's it. We would just kind of like all talk about it over Christmas and New Year's, and then the next season would start. Last year, they put him out on December 6th, and they didn't shy away from it at all. And Lonnie Grimm was at PRI on December 7th, explaining, the new AHFS system, some new rules that were going to go into play. And I thought it was cool because they weren't shying away from anything. He's always open to explain and converse with people. So I really applaud Lonnie Grimm for that. I think he's been very transparent the last couple of years. You guys, people may complain about a couple things. Maybe they might say the blinder thing. They don't think that NHRA was very transparent about that. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that one was a little bit weird, but all the other ones, I think, all the other rule changes, I think they're pretty cut and dry and they're pretty clear on. And if you have a question, I do think Lonnie Grimm is more than willing to explain to you what the deal is. Hey, wifey's watching. She's at work. How you doing? You on a break? Get back inside. Make us money. Love you. Static display. All right. That's no fun. Steal the keys to that, Pete. There's Eddie. Eddie's saying yo again. Yo, Eddie. What's up? Anderson Schmidt from Division 5 runs an original 68 Z28. All right. I haven't seen a 68. I've had a couple 67s, and we know at least one or two 69s. So now we got a 68. Anderson Schmidt. All right. Thank you, Steve Bruce. Got that one in the archives there. Anyways, so if this year is anything like last year and the Wednesday before PRI, that is that December 6th again? I think it is. Wednesday before PRI is December 6th. So not that far away. We might get We might get them sooner rather than later. I think the list is going to be longer though, don't you? Like what's going to get hit? Does anybody know for sure? I don't. I know my stuff's safe. That's all I know. All right, my 390 should be safe. My 302, I think, should be safe. I didn't run it anywhere though, but Jim Boyce ran it at a couple. He went a second under one time and set a record with it, but I don't know. I don't know if that's. I'm sure his average was over 8,500, but he didn't go a second under 2 times, so I think it's safe. And then my super stock car, I didn't run at all this year, so I know that one's safe. And the 289 that I run in stock, the silver car that owned by Mark Sargenti, I know that one's safe. So I'm good to go. But if you guys know of anything that's going to get hit or maybe get a reduction, let me know. Rossi's original car was sold and is in Switzerland or Sweden. Boo! It's not even the real car. All right. Thanks, Bill. Kiana is saying hi to Fast Eddie. What's up, Kiki? Casey Miles, Jim Roberts, 69 Camaro ragtop that he's had for over 50 years, and Jerry McNeish's 60. I think Jerry McNeish's is 67. Roberts, that 69 Camaro ragtop is, well, what is he running? What combo is he running in there? Sorensen. Was Sorensen's an original Z that he put that 2-barrel in? Just working another day. All right, another $1. Can't believe PRI is coming up already. Neither can I. What's up? All right. End of the season, 72, 73, low compression 340 averages. Looks like this. OA, negative 81, 10 triggers, 291 runs. 291 runs? My God, that many people are running that thing? And you guys have the average at negative 79? What is OA? What is OA? E is negative 79 under 1 trigger, 66 runs. So 291 runs in E, 66 runs in F at 82 under, 9 triggers, 218 runs in G, 74 under. That's amazing. You could have 9 triggers, and that many people went 65 to 84 under to get the average down. Very impressive. Very impressive. So the 340 low compression is not going to get hit. That's got me. I was wrong because I thought for sure that thing was getting banged up this year. All right, so good job, Pete Lanciers and the other 100 people that are running that combination. Mark Sargenti, what's going on, Mark? Great time. Ray Minnick, what's up? The accountant, how you doing? No, Joe is going to get horsepower. Oh, sorry, I was answering the wrong question. Yeah, for sure. I think so. I think he's triggered the, what's that, the 350, 250 combo and the 350, 255. He might be getting, both of them might be getting hit at this point. Jim Roberts runs the 350, 255 combo and runs G-stick. Okay. Not GA, G-stick. Overall. Okay. Yep, G-stick. All right. Man, you guys did a great job with that. With 340. How about the is the 396, 375 on the safe end, or is that in danger territory? What else? The 427, is that one safe? How about the L98 or the L88, I'm sorry. Is that safe in super stock? Is that one going to get hit? What do we know? What do we know and what don't we know? Cuz clearly too many combos for me to keep track of. I'm not keeping track of this. Anyways. All right. Anyways, December 6th. That's what we're thinking. That's what we're anticipating based on last year, but we have no idea for sure. Also, has the factory showdown schedule been determined yet? I know Walt told me that they were trying to work out a 10-race schedule. Has that been added to the class schedule yet? Somebody let me know if it has. And let me know what you think. Do we have too many classes running at these events at this point? I see threads on Class Racer where people are complaining that junior dragsters are showing up at divisional events. Junior dragsters, we're trying to grow this sport. And junior drag racing is like the segue to getting into big cars and learning how to race, learning how to participate, learning how to win, lose, learning how to work on cars. And people are complaining that they're at the event. Yeah. Anyways, makes you scratch your head, right? Casey Miles, 69Z, 28 302 engine runs stick Division 2. He sure does. He's actually in on this video right now, Shane. Thank you very much. Casey's here. Richard Boyle, I think there should be an adjustment based on how many triggers, no matter the average. Like more than 7 triggers gets you a minimum bump. But hey, whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's I just feel like there's no right answer for this. I see people complain about this AHFS all the time, and they say NHRA needs to fix this, but what's the fix? How do you what did I don't know what the fix is. Like what do you do? What's going to work? What's going to kind of please everybody or be fair to everybody? I don't know what that is. So people complain about it a lot. Very few pose a solution. Rich Bull just posed one, and I kind of prefer that rather than endless complaining. What's up with the open schedule in D1? Glenn, I have no idea. I mean, after seeing the way opens were like kind of run this year, not run like by the division, but I mean just like participation and just the pointlessness of them. I don't know. Should there be opens anymore? Should they just call them divisionals? Should they we really need to find ways to make opens more enticing, right? And I've mentioned a couple times your best open should replace your worst divisional and it should count for some points. Okay. That's one way to get people to really try and hit an open every year. So MicroStrategies isn't wasting their money sponsoring being the title sponsor. Okay. I mean, this goes back to the thread on Class Racer where I'm asking for ways for us to make divisionals great again. And believe me, some people had some good ideas. Some people had ideas, and it was a worthwhile conversation for at least one page. And then there's just a couple people that just waste keystrokes and had nothing to offer and are saying, no, we don't need spectators. No, we don't need anything. We need higher payouts. I guess these are the same people that think you just like you can just print money on the press and just fix problems, or you just get it just comes off of trees. Like that makes no sense to me. How are you going to increase anything if you don't have spectator attendance and tracks don't turn, a little profit having these races? You can't put the whole revenue stream on the racers and the crews members, or our entry fees are just going to keep going up with no payout increase at all. The fact that people on that thread don't understand that and basically how money works and how economics at all works kind of scares me. But regardless, that's what you get on these forums. Bench racers, you got that right. Oh my God. We could have a show dedicated to just one class racer thread. We could pick one every week and just pick it apart for like 45 minutes. Paul Gunther, what's going on, Paul? How you doing? Thanks for joining us. Higher payout from increase in entry fee. That's the only way the big money bracket racers do it. Yeah, but who wants to keep increasing the payout? What if they got more sponsor money and increased the payouts that way? And what kind of sponsor wants to sponsor something that no spectators go to? Right? So no, I'm not trying to raise my entry fee. It already got raised. It was $170 a few years ago. Then it was $180. Then it was $200. Now it's $225. No, I really don't want it to go up anymore. Sorry. Find other ways to make that money. Find other ways to gain revenue. That's my point here. Aside from a grade point, setting a record or convenience, most racers don't look forward to opens. No, I don't. I went to the Dutch this year because I needed a grade point. And, it's sad to say that was such a big historic race at Maple Grove. It's been going on for like 50-something years, I think. I've actually been fortunate enough to win it 2 times in Super Stock. And it's not that cool. It's really not an accomplishment, it seems like. Not that many cars, and just the participation's been down the last 2 years. A couple of years ago, several years ago, you had so many cars there. So yeah, for me to skip the Dutch when it's only like 45 minutes from where I keep my cars is yeah, it's kind of I feel bad doing that, knowing people have to travel 5 hours to get to their nearest race. Al, yes. I don't know what that means, but yes. Al, yes. Sorry, I'm behind on the comments. The tracks should have Calcuttas for stock and super stock so the fans could basically bet on cars. That is a whole topic for another episode, and I'm glad you brought that up, Casey Miles, because betting, I mean, that'll open a lot of new doors for drag racing. Would we be able to bet on ourselves? Because that'd be pretty fun, right? But yeah, betting in the stock and super stock ranks, you would need odds. You'd have to have odds cranking out pretty quickly. I don't know if you could keep up because pairs. I mean, I guess you would know the pairs before they come up, but anything that's random pairing, you'd have to keep them cranking out pretty quickly. Stock and super stocks always paired off. .90 cars are random paired first round. Good idea. Open replacement of worst divisional or one divisional without combo penalty. Yeah, I think you could do that too. But the opens don't have a combo penalty, and neither does Indy. So I don't know. Use 1,000 foot for AHFS. Well, there were threats that they were going to start doing incrementals, and we don't know that they're not doing that right now. We might be pleasantly surprised or unpleasantly surprised when they release these factors, and we all think our averages are safe, and they're looking up who's using the brakes to shut down at 1,000 foot. We don't know. Exactly. Almost no spectators at those bracket races. Yeah. I know, people race for a lot of different reasons. You can race to try and make money. It's really not the type of hobby that you can really make money. Few people have done it. You race to have fun. Obviously, we spend a lot of money doing it. For me, and this could just be because I'm messed up, I like racing in front of people. I think it's wonderful. I've always kind of been that way. Like I played baseball growing up, high school baseball games under the lights when the whole school and the whole town would like come out to watch us. I liked that stuff. I thrived on that stuff. I'm not a fan of racing in front of nobody. It kind of it's depressing if you ask me. I don't like it. So yeah, I like to make money. I do have my car somewhat stickered up. Me personally, I try to keep my stickers as low as possible because it is a car show for me, and I like to keep my cars clean and nice, and I don't like stickers all over the place, but I can't pass up some of that money. But at the same time, I got $6,500 for winning the Nationals at Maple Grove a few years ago, and I know if I would have won that national 20 years ago, I probably would have gotten $20,000. But yeah, it's not about the money for me. Like that's one of the greatest days. That's something I strived for forever. Like that, my whole life, I just wanted to win a national event. So yeah, I got 6,500. I mean, many will say that that's crap, but I'm happy with that. I was happy that I got to race in front of a packed house and get interviewed in front of a packed house when I was done. That's why I race national events and getting spectators on us. I'm not a big fan of going in a $1,500 entry fee to try and win the $100,000 or the $1 million payout. That's great. I don't think I got the chops for it. I don't have the cars for it. And it's just not something I want to do. I don't want to double enter, make 20 runs in a day. I'm actually a fan of making 2 runs today, 2 runs tomorrow, and waiting it out, for the 2 runs on Sunday. Like I like it. It adds to the chess game, and it's like a weekend long experience for me. That's the way I am. And that's the no crowd thing is not my thing. Have NHRA lower the fees to the tracks for a points race? Absolutely. I mean, I think that's step 1 now. I really think they got to get flexible with these tracks, and they got to sit down and have good constructive negotiations. And if these tracks are trapped in, let's say they're trapped in an old NAFTA deal or something here, okay? 2019 deal is not going to fly here in 2023, right? We need to we need to rework these, and these tracks need to rework these. If they're trapped in a bad deal, NHRA they got to come up with a new one. Okay. If they are in, I don't know if they're if maybe they're not very good negotiators at some of the tracks. I don't know, but I do know that Bill Bader loves his divisional, makes a lot of money off his divisional, packs 30 to 40,000 people in his divisional. For what does he have? Cavalcade of Stars or Night of Thrills or whatever he calls it. Night of Fire, I think. These tracks need to start doing that. So the tracks have a responsibility to try and promote their race and make money off of it. But if the deal that they have isn't conducive, or it's kind of like tax the rich kind of deal, like the more cars we bring in and the more entertainment we bring in, the more we got to give to NHRA. Maybe they just don't think it's worth it. Maybe they're just okay with status quo. We know what we make when we have this many cars that we've had historically, and we're going to bring in this much, and we're going to pay out this much, and we're going to give NHRA this much, and we know that we'll make $10,000 for the weekend. I don't know, just a number I'm throwing out there. Maybe they're just playing it conservatively just to get by right now. Who knows? Maybe they don't want to gamble on, hey, let's have let's pay this entertainment or these jet cars to come in. Let's pay this live music to come in. Let's have this fireworks. Maybe they know that the return on that could be nice and high, but they can't gamble on a rain out and lose that and have it be a flop. I think that's part of it. I mean, they probably know what they need to do to bring in more spectators, but you can't gamble on that, especially in areas where climate is not so great. Maple Grove can rain out, like with 10-hour warning. Like, oh, it was supposed to be sunny all weekend, but guess what? It's going to rain for 3 days now. Like, I got to think they're more afraid to do stuff like that at Maple Grove than they should be in, like, Bakersfield, California or something, like Wild Horse Pass Motorsports Park in Arizona, where it probably rains like once a year. I don't know. I think I don't understand why some of these tracks aren't trying a little bit harder. But at the same time, I do know that some of these that the deals that NHRA has with tracks, I think they're all different. First of all, I think all the deals are a little bit different. They're whatever that track made with NHRA, but I think they got to bend a little bit now. It's 2023. We're in a different economic climate than we were, 3 and 4 years ago. 2019 and 2023 are worlds apart right now, and we would give anything to have 2019 back. Most of us on here, I'm pretty sure. Surprised that there isn't more participation at Opens too, because you can run as fast as you want, no horsepower hit, and I agree with you on the points. With the cost of everything, I still don't have a 289 engine built, and mine broke in August of 2022. Okay. This is another reason why I can't. I'm trying to win points championship. I'm trying to make Jegs All-Stars. I'm still trying to accomplish things that I haven't accomplished yet. I can't waste runs at an Open. Okay. I can't, my engines, maybe not so much my stocker, but my Super Stock 289's got a limited lifespan. Okay. Every run's got to count. And that's another reason why I'm not too big on the Opens, like, unless I need a grade point. You won't see me really run that car there unless it's like, I just got it out and it's the first race of the year and I can finally test that. Then, yeah, maybe I'll run an Open with it. But I think part of the reason Opens are lacking participation now is people are trying to race for points still. They're trying to race for Jegs All-Star. They're trying to race for things that mean something. And the payout's a little higher at divisionals than it is at the Open. The Open's $2,000 and nothing, no contingency. At least divisional where we live is $2,000 plus contingency. You end up with $4,000. So I think the fact that parts are so expensive, breakage is so much more costly now than it was a couple years ago. Parts take forever to come in now, longer than they did a couple years ago. I think people are trying to make runs count. And Opens, they don't count for a whole lot other than, bragging rights, which count for some people. They don't count for me. I don't. It's not that big of a deal to me. But some people will come all the way down from, like, Canada. Rochelle T. Bear came all the way from Kansas, I think, to run the Dutch Classic. And I think tried to set a record. So, yeah, people have their reasons for running opens, and I just gave you my reasons for kind of shying away from them a little bit. The opens are great. We do not have enough races. We need spectators. Grow the sport. Yep. Well, get on that class racer thread that I started about making divisionals great again, and throw your ideas in there. Don't let those naysayers hack the thread. Big bracket races usually have them. Have juniors run at opens only. I guess that's an idea there. I guess you could do that. I got to think about that one. Absolutely correct. And $5 to $10 spectator fees for the car show. Yeah. I think carload deals should be, pretty prevalent at divisionals and national opens for sure. Spectators are tremendously agreed. In front of fans is better, right? Definitely. Spectators are tremendously lacking at these events. They are. Yep. When I've gone to an open divisional or national event, I see many people leave the stands when stock and super stock are on the line. Spectators get free beer, maybe one free beer. I don't know. It sometimes, but sometimes not. Not as many leave as when the .90s come out. And I've stayed out there at national events that I'm not racing at, the ones that I'm kind of videoing at, and I have been in the stands explaining stock and super stock to a lot of people. A lot of people think it's cool, and not all of them do leave. So it's if they know what's going on, they'll stick around. If you explain the deal about stock and super stock, people will stick around and watch. $19,032 years ago for $19,000 32 years ago for a national event, and the entry fee was $125 with a crew ticket. Yeah, I was definitely born at the wrong time. Need spectators. More fun watching. I love coming to the racetracks. I know you do, Denise. I suspect NHRA may say have a points race. You can have a national event. I do believe in order for you to have a national event at certain tracks, you have to have a points race. I don't think that's everywhere because ZMAX doesn't have a points race and they get 2 national events. Why is that? Pomona doesn't have a points race. They get 2 national events. So some tracks don't have a divisional, but they get nationals. How do they pick and choose which ones get them and which ones don't? Did Kid Chaos explain the downside of free or $20 carload deals for fans? If junior stock is to build new racers, why wouldn't $5 fans come and learn to love the sport? No, I spoke to the GM, Shane Swigert, the day they had the carload deal. They had it back in May for the divisional, and he said it worked great. They were happy with it. He said, we were happy with it. He's not going to tell me the dollar amount that they made, but it sounded like they would do it again. I think they're open to do it. They didn't do it for the Dutch Classic, and they didn't do it for that second divisional that they had. I guess because they didn't have any time to really plan it. They kind of just threw it on the schedule a week before. No points race, no national. Yep. Well, I think I don't know if that's, I thought it was a rule, but we don't, some tracks don't have it. I think ZMAX should have a divisional, but ZMAX doesn't even get a crowd for their national, so I don't really care. That's why I don't run the ZMAX national event. It doesn't do anything for me. Nice facility, but I don't really. Maple Grove national event is like 10 times better. Buybacks at their first round, and no, we're not doing buybacks at NHRA events. That's for bracket races only. I'm not a fan of that. You lose, you're done. That's it. Single elimination. We have a hard enough time getting the races done to begin with. Street Outlaws brings in a larger crowd than a national event. Does it? I gotta go to one of those and see. I mean, I know there's a million people standing around the cars on the starting line, but are there people in the stands and people walking in the pits? I don't know. How does the public know what's going on? Back in the day, we had radio ads and TV. Yeah, I don't know. People need to start advertising. All right, here's an idea that I had too. Like, if you're going to have a divisional event, you need to advertise, and I can help tracks with this. I can put together clips. I got plenty of content, plenty of footage of cars doing wheelies, stuff like that. Facebook advertisement. There's your advertisement, and say these cars are going to be at this track, this date. Click this link to get tickets, and then have a link to get free tickets or, discounted tickets or whatever. I think that would help a lot. I think we need to advertise. They need to advertise on Facebook, paid advertisement on Facebook. National Opens, you get a great point. Yep, we already do. All right, guys, it's been 57 minutes already. Man, the time's flying. Bruton Smith is why. Yeah, again, he's allowed to say and do whatever he wants. The Opens here in the Midwest Class Racers area pay awesome. Just need to get the racers to help support these events. And that association pays awesome as well. It's probably the best paying association in the country. And then they package that together, don't they, Brian, with an Open? So you get couple races in one weekend, I think. Let us know. ZMAX and Pomona have very limited dates because of noise ordinance. Yeah. But there's an airport right there, landing planes all day and night, right on top of right next to Pomona, right? They're flying over the track. These noise ordinance. Englishtown was the same thing. Class racing needs a revamp back to the 80s and 90s. Yep, I'm going to make it happen. A lot of people leave the stands when super comp. That's pretty obvious, but I can't say anything bad about the .90s anymore. People get mad at me when I do. But, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you guys say the entertainment value of the .90 classes are? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being very little, 10 being super, super high, what do you say the entertainment value of .90 classes are to a spectator? Let me know. Comment. Street Outlaws is fake news. Bruton's not with us anymore. All right, who's taking over there? His kids, or I don't know, board members or something. Pete, I said on a scale of 1 to 10. Oh man, a 5. All right, Gary Ewing gives him a 5. Mike Sheehan gives him a 1. Ray Minnick gives him a none. And yeah, I mean, this is a problem, and I don't, I know I'll catch a lot of flack, and we'll end it here soon. They don't. It's sad to say, and I got friends that race it, but why and how on earth did NHRA let those categories get to the point that they are at, that they've been at for these last, 15 years? Unwatchable. It's sad because the entertainment value, you guys are saying, right? 0, 3, right? I mean, a half, a 2. .90 is not watchable. Like, it's sad. It's sad to say, but we are all under the umbrella of Lucas Oil drag racing. We're all under that umbrella, but we're really not. I mean, we're not all on the. We're so different. Fun to drive. I'm sure that's a driver's class. It's a driver's class, but I'm talking entertainment value right now for sure. Entertainment value. It's hurting the attendance. It's hurting what we're doing at these divisional events. I don't know. There's no way you could fix it now. No way at all without causing an uproar. But how did it get to be like that? And why are there not 1, not 2, but 3 categories that do it? Is that like, I don't know. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. Yep, they should have kept modified Eliminator. Well, we got the modifieds in Super Stock, and yeah, I mean, I never heard a bad thing about modified Eliminator. All I've ever heard is people say, why'd they get rid of modified? So why did they? The .90 indexes need to be revised. Yep. People do not understand .90 rate. I know. I try to explain it to people, and not only that, I have to defend us against it. People come up to see our beautiful stock and super stock cars, and they're like, do you like go, stop, and go? No, don't lump me in with that. But yeah, it's kind of like hurting the fan experience. And it's sad because, like I said, I got friends that do it. I like a lot of people that do it, but just not the most entertaining thing to watch. All right, guys, this has been a long enough episode. I didn't even get to talk about the West Buck, the Pro Shootout Invitational, 30,000 to win, stock and super stock. I haven't heard about how the invitations are going to work yet. It is invitation only. Rumor has it, $1,000 entry fee. Should we have a drawing on this channel right here that for stock and super stock? We can pull numbers and see who's invited. Maybe West Buck will be interested in doing that. I highly doubt it, but hey, anything's possible. Should there be like a deposit? Like if you are invited, how much time do you get to like accept or reject? Should you have to enter a drawing to be invited, like $500 deposit? And if you are invited and you accept, you pay the other $500. If you are invited and you reject it, you get like $250 back and you lose $250. So you really take it seriously when you enter, and not just like national events where people enter only to withdraw and save spots for people. Let me know what you think about that. You got it, Troy. Shh. All right. Richard Boyle, the other side sucks. My dad races Super Street, and I'm not a fan of it. All right, right? They love .90 because there's no tech and it's easy money. Yeah, I know. It's pretty obvious, I'm sure. I just wish they wouldn't have let them cars get so. I wish they would have put a restriction on like maybe the cubic inches or something. Like it's boring to watch them on throttle stops for like 3 seconds at a time, and then they go like 170 miles an hour. Like why didn't they put a limit on something to keep them, not throttle stopping as much? It would have made it more fun to watch. But anyways, story for another time. Bring back streakers and tiny bikinis in the bleachers like Canada in the 70s. There we go. Finally a good idea for the night. Thanks, Tim. We're going to close it out with that one. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. This was a pretty heavily watched episode tonight. We've been over 100 viewers all night long. So I'm pretty flattered, excited. And I will see you guys again next Tuesday. I got a couple more interviews coming out. Jim Grossi's Orange Corvette. So that one should be out on Thursday. We got Richie Pauly yet. So hopefully that one will be out next Thursday. We got Randy Lynn Butner. So maybe a couple Thursdays from now. So stay tuned. We will talk more about the Pro Shootout as we get closer. This hour flew by here, and I don't like to go over an hour because attention spans. We got to keep it interesting. .90 suck, but they support every race that is held. We could learn from them. Valid point. But just thinking strictly from entertainment value. Now, that's all I'm saying. Entertainment value. I'm not hating on the category as the driver category. Very, very difficult. Very scienced out. I would have a great time. I'm a math guy. I would have a great time racing that, being part of that chess game. But from the entertainment standpoint is all I'm saying right now. Check electronic, random teardowns. Yep. We'll get into all that when it comes to the 30K Invitational. And we can throw all of our ideas out there to, I don't know, hopefully see what we think that race could be. All right. I think that crowd's going to be huge, by the way. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us, and see you next Tuesday, and then see you all at PRI December 7th to the 9th. Have a good week. Take care, and thank you.